Ladies and gentlemen, there's a certain kind of power that doesn't shout, doesn't make noise, and doesn't seek validation. It's the power that comes from silence. The power that comes from knowing who you are without needing to prove it to anyone else. When you can be silent and act as if nothing bothers you, you are embracing a strength that most people will never understand. In this fast-paced world, where everyone feels the need to be heard, stillness has become a lost art. But I want you to understand something: the most powerful moments in your life will come when you learn how to harness your silence. When you choose to remain calm in the face of chaos, you are not avoiding the storm, you are showing the storm that it doesn't own you. Stillness is a declaration that you're full. It takes discipline to choose not to react when everything around you is pulling for a response. When you are silent, you're telling the world that you refuse to let its noise disrupt your peace. You are choosing to rise above, to maintain your dignity and your focus. People are going to talk, let them. People are going to judge, let them. Because in the end, what really matters is not what they say about you, but what you say about yourself. You own the narrative of your life. And when you remain silent in the face of doubt and criticism, you're choosing to write your own story, not letting the world write it for you. Not every battle is worth fighting. Not every comment deserves your attention. You see, not everyone around you is trying to lift you up. Some people want to drain your energy, to pull you into their storm. But when you stay silent and act as if nothing bothers you, you are protecting your energy. You are deciding where your focus will go, and trust me, the right focus will take you further than any argument ever could. Let your actions be louder than your words. Let your progress speak for itself. The most powerful response to negativity is not anger, not revenge, but success. When others are busy reacting to every little thing, you stay silent and keep moving forward. While they waste their time with drama, you are using your silence to fuel your progress. But let me be clear, silence doesn't mean pretending life is perfect. It's not about ignoring challenges. It's about handling them with grace under pressure. That's what makes a person powerful. It's knowing that you don't need to show the world you're bothered, because you trust in your ability to rise, to persevere, and to succeed without the need for applause. So today I challenge you: be silent and act as if nothing bothers you. Not because you don't feel, not because you don't care, but because you know that nothing outside of you deserves the power to shake what's inside of you. Inner strength is not something that shows itself in loud declarations or dramatic gestures. It's quiet, calm, and deeply rooted within. True strength often comes from the moments when you are still, when you resist the urge to react to every challenge, every provocation, or every fear that arises. When you learn to be still, to sit in silence and listen to your inner voice, you gain a power that cannot be easily shaken. Stillness is not about inaction. It's about gathering your energy, grounding yourself, and allowing your mind and spirit to focus. In those quiet moments when the world seems to demand a response from you, you find clarity. You begin to understand that reacting to every situation doesn't make you stronger, it actually drains your power. But when you can pause, when you can hold your peace, you discover that silence is an act of strength, not weakness. It's easy to react. It's easy to lash out, to defend yourself, to try to prove your worth through words. But real strength is found in knowing that you don't need to explain yourself to anyone. You don't need to win every argument or prove your value through noise. When you are still, you gain a sense of self that no one can take away from you. You learn that your inner world is far more important than what happens externally. That's where your strength truly lies. In those moments of stillness, you connect with a deeper part of yourself. You begin to trust in your own resilience, knowing that you can face any storm without being blown off course. You realize that you are strong enough to weather whatever comes your way, not because you fight every battle, but because you choose your battles wisely, and sometimes the best choice is silence. Stillness teaches you to rise above the noise. It allows you to see the bigger picture, to focus on what truly matters, and to let go of the distractions that don't serve your higher purpose. In your silence, you find peace, and in your peace, you find strength. In life, chaos is inevitable. There will always be distractions, conflicts, and people trying to pull you into their storm. But the real question is, how do you respond? The truth is, you don't have to give power to that chaos. You don't have to allow every external force to shake your core. When you understand that you are in control of your reactions, you begin to realize just how much power you hold within yourself. External chaos thrives on your energy. It wants you to react, to get involved, to lose your sense of peace. Whether it's people who criticize you, situations that test your patience, or unexpected challenges that throw your plans off course, all of these things are meant to provoke a response. But when you choose not to respond, when you act as if nothing bothers you, you are taking back your power. You are telling the world that it doesn't have control over your peace, your emotions, or your focus. When you react to everything around you, you are giving your power away bit by bit. You are letting other people's opinions, negativity, and chaos dictate how you feel and what you do. But the moment you decide that external forces don't have the right to control your inner world, you begin to take ownership of your life. You realize that peace is something you cultivate from within, and nothing outside of you should be allowed to disturb that. It's not always easy. Sometimes the noise of the world is loud and it feels personal. But even in those moments, you have a choice. You can either engage with the chaos or rise above it. You can either react or remain grounded in your own truth. When you choose not to give power to external chaos, you are setting boundaries not just with others, but with yourself. You are telling yourself that your energy is precious, that your peace is sacred, and that nothing outside of you is worth losing that over. By refusing to give power to the chaos around you, you create space for what really matters. You make room for clarity, for purpose, and for growth. You stop wasting your time and energy on things that don't serve you and instead focus on what does. The more you practice this, the more you realize that chaos only has the power you give it. When you stop feeding it, it loses its grip on you. And in that moment, you become truly free from the need to respond to every external force, free from the pressure to prove yourself, and free from the chaos that once threatened to consume you. Silence is often misunderstood. Many people see it as passive, as if choosing to stay quiet means you're avoiding something or don't have the strength to speak up. But true silence, when used intentionally, is one of the greatest acts of self-control. It is a deliberate choice to not be swayed by the emotions of the moment, to not react to every trigger or insult. Silence is not the absence of response, it's the presence of restraint. In a world where everyone feels the need to express themselves at all times, being silent can be an act of defiance. It shows that you have mastery over your impulses. You're not letting your emotions dictate your actions. When someone pushes your buttons or life throws you an unexpected curve, your first instinct may be to lash out, defend yourself, or prove your point. But when you choose silence, you are saying, I am in control of me. I will not let external situations or people control how I act. Silence is a pause. It gives you space to think, to reflect, and to regain your balance before making a decision. In that space, you're able to consider whether a reaction is even necessary. Often the answer is no. Most conflicts or provocations don't deserve your energy. By remaining silent, you conserve your strength for the things that truly matter. You avoid getting drawn into unnecessary drama and keep your focus where it needs to be, on your goals, your purpose, and your peace of mind. Practicing silence is a discipline. It takes practice to resist the temptation to respond immediately, especially when emotions are high. But each time you choose silence, you are building that muscle of self-control. Over time, you begin to recognize how much power there is in not reacting. You realize that you don't need to be involved in every conversation, every argument, or every situation that comes your way. Silence allows you to rise above the noise. More than that, silence protects you. It shields you from the fallout of saying things you may later regret. When emotions run high, words can be said in the heat of the moment that may cause lasting damage. Silence gives you the chance to cool down, to approach situations from a place of clarity rather than chaos. It helps you maintain your integrity even in the face of provocation. Self-control through silence doesn't mean you don't care or that you're suppressing your feelings. It means that you are choosing to respond on your terms, when it's right for you. It's about picking your battles and deciding where your energy is best spent. By controlling your urge to speak, you are controlling your influence on the situation. And in doing so, you are taking full responsibility for your actions rather than letting your emotions take the lead. There is immense power in knowing that you don't have to react to everything. When you master the art of silence, you are mastering yourself. You are showing the world and yourself that you have the discipline to remain calm, focused, and undisturbed by the chaos around you. This form of self-control is not just about staying silent in difficult moments, it's about choosing when and how to engage in a way that serves your highest good. You are the author of your own life story, and that truth carries immense power. No one else has the right to define you, to write your narrative, or to dictate who you are meant to be. The moment you realize that you own your story is the moment you take full control of your life. It's a shift in perspective, a realization that while you cannot control everything that happens to you, you have complete control over how you interpret it, how you respond to it, and how it shapes your journey. Life will always be filled with voices, people telling you who you should be, what you should do, and how you should live. There will be critics, doubters, and naysayers who believe they know your story better than you do. But none of that matters. What matters is the narrative you choose to embrace. When you own the narrative of your life, you no longer allow other people's opinions, judgments, or limitations to define your path. You decide who you are and what you stand for. Owning your narrative means taking responsibility for your choices, your actions, and your outcomes. It's about acknowledging that while the past may have influenced you, it does not define your future. You have the power to rewrite the parts of your story that no longer serve you. You have the ability to choose new directions, new goals, and new perspectives whenever you decide it's time for change. Your life is not static, it's a living, evolving story, and you are in the driver's seat. Too often, people fall into the trap of living by someone else's script. They conform to expectations, follow the crowd, or live in fear of judgment. But when you step into the role of author of your life, you begin to realize that the only approval you need is your own. You stop worrying about fitting into someone else's idea of success or happiness and start defining those things on your own terms. You create a life that feels true to who you are, not to who the world wants you to be. When you own your narrative, you also take back your power in the face of adversity. Life will throw challenges your way, losses, failures, and setbacks that could easily derail you. But when you see yourself as the author, you understand that even in those moments, you have the power to choose how the story unfolds. You can choose resilience, growth, and strength. You can take the lessons from those challenges and use them to propel yourself forward, rather than letting them become permanent roadblocks in your journey. This ownership extends to how you perceive yourself. No one else gets to decide your worth. No one else has the authority to determine what you're capable of achieving. You define that. You decide how you view your abilities, your potential, and your limitations. By owning your narrative, you free yourself from the confines of other people's labels and expectations. You stop living in the shadows of doubt and start stepping boldly into your truth. Owning the narrative of your life doesn't mean denying the reality of the hardships you faced. It means acknowledging them, learning from them, and deciding how they fit into your larger story. It's about embracing the power you have to turn every setback into a comeback, every obstacle into an opportunity. You choose how to frame your experiences, whether as defeats or stepping stones towards something greater. Ultimately, owning your narrative means taking full control of your life's direction. It means no longer being a passive participant in your own story, but an active, intentional creator. It's recognizing that every day you wake up, you have the opportunity to write a new chapter, to shape the story of who you are becoming. When you live from this place of ownership, you live with purpose, with confidence, and with the understanding that your life is your masterpiece and you alone hold the pen. Protecting your energy is one of the most important acts of self-care and self-respect. Your energy, your mental, emotional, and physical resources is finite. Every day you are faced with decisions about where to invest that energy, and every choice you make has an impact on your well-being. Protecting your energy means being mindful of where it's going and ensuring that it's being used in ways that uplift, empower, and move you towards your goals rather than depleting or distracting you. In life, there are countless things vying for your attention. People, situations, and circumstances all have the potential to drain you if you aren't careful. There will always be someone who needs your time, someone who wants to pull you into their drama, or a situation that seems urgent but isn't aligned with your purpose. Protecting your energy means learning to say no to what doesn't serve you. It means understanding that not every situation deserves your involvement and not every problem is yours to solve. Many of us feel obligated to give our energy to everyone and everything around us. We think that by being constantly available or engaged, we're being helpful or productive. But the reality is that when you spread yourself too thin, you end up exhausted, burned out, and unable to focus on the things that truly matter. Protecting your energy requires setting boundaries not just with others, but with yourself. It's about recognizing your limits and honoring them without guilt or hesitation. One of the most profound ways to protect your energy is through discernment. This means being selective about who and what you allow into your life. The people you surround yourself with can either energize or drain you. Some people uplift you, support you, and inspire you to be your best self. Others may bring negativity, drama, or chaos into your space. Protecting your energy means choosing to invest in relationships that nourish your spirit and distancing yourself from those that deplete it. Similarly, it's important to recognize the situations that pull you away from your focus. Not every conflict needs your attention, and not every argument is worth your energy. Sometimes the best way to protect your energy is to simply walk away. You don't have to engage with every criticism, every challenge, or every distraction that comes your way. When you choose silence or disengagement in those moments, you are preserving your energy for the things that truly matter. Protecting your energy also means taking care of your own needs. It's easy to get caught up in the demands of daily life, putting other people's needs ahead of your own. But if you're constantly giving without replenishing yourself, you will eventually run dry. Self-care is not a luxury, it's a necessity. Taking time for yourself, whether that's through rest, reflection, or activities that bring you joy, is essential for maintaining your energy levels. You cannot pour from an empty cup, and protecting your energy means making sure that cup stays full. Another key aspect of protecting your energy is managing your mindset. The thoughts you entertain can either fuel you or drain you. Negative thinking, self-doubt, and fear can sap your energy just as much as any external force. Protecting your energy means being mindful of your mental space, filtering out the thoughts that don't serve you and replacing them with those that empower and uplift you. It's about choosing to focus on what you can control and letting go of what you can't. It's important to understand that protecting your energy is not selfish, it's essential. You cannot be your best self or live your fullest life if you are constantly drained, distracted, or overwhelmed. Protecting your energy is about preserving your ability to show up fully for the things that matter most to you. It's about being intentional with how you spend your time, who you spend it with, and what you allow to occupy your mind. When you protect your energy, you are taking control of your life. You are deciding that your well-being is a priority, and you are no longer allowing external forces to dictate how you feel or how you operate. You become more focused, more present, and more capable of achieving your goals because you're no longer wasting energy on things that don't serve you. Ultimately, protecting your energy is an act of empowerment. It's a declaration that you value yourself enough to create space for the things that uplift you, and that you are no longer willing to let anything or anyone drain your precious resources. When you make this choice, you are taking charge of your life, your happiness, and your future. Focusing on action rather than reaction is a principle that can transform how you approach life. It's easy to get caught up in reacting to every little thing that happens around you, whether it's a comment someone makes, a setback you experience, or an unexpected challenge. But when your life is built on reaction, you're constantly playing defense. You're allowing external circumstances to dictate how you feel, what you do, and where your energy goes. Shifting your focus to action, however, puts you back in control. It's about being proactive, not reactive. When you focus on action, you are directing your energy toward what you can control. You understand that life will throw difficulties your way, but you don't let those difficulties dictate your path. Instead, you make deliberate choices based on your values, your goals, and your long-term vision. You aren't wasting energy on things outside of your control, like other people's opinions or unforeseen problems. Rather, you are investing that energy in the actions that move you forward. One of the biggest differences between action and reaction is intention. Reaction is usually impulsive. It's driven by emotion in the heat of the moment. It comes from a place of fear, frustration, or anxiety. On the other hand, action is intentional. It's thought out, strategic, and aligned with your purpose. When you focus on action, you are deciding in advance what matters most to you and taking steps toward those things, regardless of what distractions or challenges arise. It's a forward-thinking mindset that refuses to be derailed by temporary setbacks. This shift from reaction to action also changes how you deal with adversity. When you're in reaction mode, adversity feels overwhelming because you're constantly on edge, waiting to respond to the next problem. But when you're action-oriented, you view adversity as part of the journey. Instead of reacting to problems with panic or frustration, you take action to address them. You ask yourself, what can I do right now to improve this situation? Or what's the next best step I can take? This kind of thinking empowers you because it shifts your focus from what's wrong to what's possible. Being action-focused also means not letting negativity or criticism control you. People will have opinions, and often those opinions will be critical or dismissive. But when you're rooted in action, you don't waste your time reacting to every comment or judgment. You understand that people's words are just that, words. They don't define your path unless you allow them to. Rather than getting sidetracked by what others think or say, you stay committed to your own plan. You let your progress speak for itself, not your reactions to criticism. Another important aspect of focusing on action is that it helps you stay centered on your goals. When you're constantly reacting, it's easy to lose sight of what's important because you're so busy responding to distractions. But when your focus is on action, you make decisions that align with your larger purpose. You aren't swayed by every little obstacle or setback because you've got your eyes on the bigger picture. This focus allows you to be more productive, more efficient, and ultimately more successful because you're not wasting time on things that don't matter in the long run. Action-based living is also empowering because it fosters a mindset of growth and resilience. When you focus on action, you understand that setbacks are part of the process, not the end of the road. You see challenges as opportunities to learn and grow rather than threats to your progress. Instead of reacting negatively to failure or difficulty, you take constructive action to overcome it. This resilience builds momentum, and over time, you become more confident in your ability to handle whatever life throws at you. Ultimately, focusing on action rather than reaction is about reclaiming your power. It's about deciding that you are the one who will shape your life, not the external events or people around you. You realize that you have the ability to choose how you respond to every situation, and you choose to respond with purpose. You choose to take steps that move you forward rather than getting caught up in the whirlwind of emotional reactions. This focus on action allows you to live intentionally, create meaningful progress, and stay aligned with your highest goals. Mastering the art of grace is about more than just moving through life with elegance and poise. It's about cultivating a mindset of inner strength, patience, and compassion, regardless of the circumstances you face. Grace is a quiet power, one that doesn't demand attention or recognition, but speaks volumes through calmness, humility, and resilience. To live with grace is to move through life's challenges and victories alike with a sense of balance, knowing that how you carry yourself, especially in difficult moments, defines your true character. Grace begins with self-awareness. It's knowing who you are, what you stand for, and how you want to respond to the world around you. This awareness helps you maintain your composure, even in situations where others might lose theirs. Grace means not being easily rattled or thrown off course by external pressures or negativity. It's a conscious decision to remain grounded, no matter what chaos may be swirling around you. Instead of reacting impulsively to life's ups and downs, grace allows you to respond thoughtfully and with intention. A key aspect of grace is patience. In today's fast-paced world where instant gratification often takes precedence, having the patience to wait, to listen, and to allow things to unfold in their own time is a rare and valuable quality. Grace teaches you that not everything needs an immediate reaction. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is pause, breathe, and allow the situation to develop before deciding how to respond. This patience is not passive, it's an active choice to stay centered and not be rushed by the urgency of the moment. Grace is also about forgiveness, both of yourself and others. No one is perfect, and mastering the art of grace means accepting that mistakes, missteps, and misunderstandings are part of life. It's about having the wisdom to let go of grudges and resentment, understanding that holding on to negativity only weighs you down. Grace allows you to forgive others with kindness, even when they may not deserve it, and to forgive yourself with compassion, knowing that growth often comes from the lessons learned in failure. Living with grace also involves humility. It's the ability to recognize that no matter how much you achieve or how far you go, there is always more to learn and more room to grow. Humility keeps you grounded, reminding you that every person you meet, every situation you encounter, has something to teach you. Grace allows you to walk through life without the need to boast or seek validation, secure in the knowledge that your worth is not determined by external accolades, but by your own sense of integrity and self-respect. Another important part of grace is empathy. It's the capacity to understand and share the feelings of others, to put yourself in their shoes and see the world from their perspective. Graceful people approach others with kindness and compassion, even in moments of conflict. They don't seek to win at the expense of others, but rather to find solutions that respect everyone involved. This empathy helps to diffuse tensions, build stronger relationships, and create an atmosphere of mutual respect and understanding. Mastering grace also means carrying yourself with dignity, especially in difficult or stressful situations. It's about not letting circumstances or the behavior of others pull you down to a level that contradicts your values. Grace gives you the strength to rise above pettiness, negativity, and conflict. It's the ability to hold your head high and remain true to yourself, even when others may try to drag you into their drama or provoke a reaction. Grace doesn't fight to be right, it stands firmly in its truth and lets actions, not arguments, speak louder. Living with grace means embracing change and uncertainty with an open heart. Life is full of unexpected twists, and often the things we cannot control are the very things that shape us the most. Grace allows you to adapt to these changes without fear, trusting that you have the inner resources to handle whatever comes your way. It's the strength to keep moving forward with faith, even when the path ahead is unclear. Knowing that your ability to remain calm and centered is what will guide you through. Ultimately, grace is about balance. It's knowing when to push forward and when to step back, when to speak and when to stay silent. It's the balance between confidence and humility, strength and softness, action and patience. Mastering the art of grace is not something that happens overnight. It's a lifelong practice of staying connected to your inner self, cultivating kindness and patience, and allowing those qualities to guide how you interact with the world. When you live with grace, you bring a sense of peace and calm to everything you do. You become a source of strength for yourself and for others, not by overpowering or controlling, but by embodying a quiet, steady presence that inspires confidence and respect. Grace is the ultimate expression of inner power, one that is not loud or forceful, but profoundly transformative. It allows you to navigate life's challenges with resilience, face your triumphs with humility, and treat every person and situation with kindness and dignity.